Hey, I'm Kev, welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the Rider Careers. We're in a new season with Patrick McDonald. Let's see if we can get off to a good start in Qatar. So let's see what Patrick McDonald can do over two qualifying efforts at the beginning of this Moto2 season, where it'll be one of the favourites for the title, which Franco Morbidelli won in his Mark BDS machine last season. Of course, there's also his teammate Alex Marquez to look out for, Thomas Luthi, McDonald's teammate, and Miguel Oliveira, the Portuguese rider in the KTM. McDonald's rumoured to go to in your season, but instead he chose to stick with the Enter-Wetton machine. Let's see if that proves to be a right choice here in Qatar on this very tricky circuit, very technical. That's all McDonald already going right. We're under the lights as well for the only time this season. But this is a circuit where McDonald hasn't really done that well in the past. The Moto3 got points. He's only his second full season, shall I say. Well, his first full season is comeback. Well, he had decent pace throughout, but quite challenging right up there. Of course, made mistakes late in the race as well. So you've got to watch out for that as well. Watch out for the tyres to be warm. Watch out for the braking as well on the last couple of laps. But that's really come on part for McDonald around it. Particularly his debut in Moto2 last season. A race he has probably already forgotten. It was that bad. That's all, he's not getting the triple right here. Going very wide in the second part. It's not the best banker lap that McDonald has put in ever. That's a good run through the penultimate corner though in third gear. Good smooth exit. Now into the final corner. Oh, a bit too tight turning in there. Bit too early. Nakashima's the first crash of the season in qualifying. But the first lap time is posted by Patrick McDonald and it's a 2:03.2. Decent. But should be better on this second lap. As that's good braking for the first corner. Bit of wheel spin on the exit though. Bit too tight in the second corner though, he's down. So he won't improve. Instead, it's his teammate who battled Morbidelli for pole, but the Italian wins by 2,000 of a second out of the Swiss rider, with Marquez in third, Oliveira in fourth, Bassini fifth, Baldadari sixth, Nakagami, Shirota and Xavi in ninth. Then Danny Kent, Luca Marini and Fabio Quartararo. Then you've got Agata, Bagnaia and Axel Ponton. Leading the sixth row will be Patrick McDonald ahead of Surin and Isaac Vinales. As at the back, it is Ika. Different season. Same old position up for him. So let's see what the Kenyan can do in the race. As here we are, nicking out the grid for the first time this season. Everyone kind of in their usual places apart from Patrick McDonald. Back on the sixth row is Light Stewart Magnum. Thomas Luthi is on the front row. There he is, leading it ahead of the Malaysian and the Spaniard. Isaac Vinales looking very serious in 18th. Sergio Cortez looking very happy in 21st on the 7th row. And you've got Remy Gardner behind him. Brad Binder leads the 9th row. Nakashima the 10th. And the back row is led by Andrea Locatelli. So there we are, revving up the engine for the lights to appear for the first time this season. And go out for this 5-lap race. And a very good start for McDonald, already into the points, jumped the row in front. How many more places can he take into this first corner? Looks like he's trying to go down the inside here. 4 11th, 4 10th, 4 9th, 4 8th. Paul Savvy will he be? That's all into the back of Shirota, but they both survived. The German has to go backwards, so behind Nakagami and Savvy, but up into 7th for McDonald. Fantastic start from the 6th row of the grid. We've got Nakagami ahead of Shirota behind for 9th. And all McDonald going wide at the end of the first sector. Down to 12th is he? It's around the outside. Danny Kent, I think that is. There's all Luthi battling Marquez for the lead. Down the inside of Quartararo, there's Marini up into 12th past the Brit. That's all over the curb. It's McDonald on the exit, but back into the top 10. as he's got Shirota in front of his former teammate he clashed with already on this lap. And so halfway through it. Trying to slide the bike into that right-hander. That's very nicely done. Now into left, down the inside of the German. Not giving much room. But he has to cease that position. And up into 9th goes McDonald. So very good opening lap so far. Apart from that one mistake. Once again going wide in the first fast right. But he holds off the suitor behind on his Calyx. And now heading to the final sector. Can he make up this second gap too? Nakagami in front. He's battling with the Spaniard, the Take2. In 7th. Superb start to the season for Xavi. Shorter getting past by Quartararo behind for the top 10. It's out the final corner. Nice and smooth on the power on these medium tyres. Take a lap or two to get in. Once they're warmed up, McDonald will be flying in the middle part of this race. As is Morbidelli leading. But look at this slipstream for McDonald of the Japanese rider. Looking to the outside. As Marquez is battling Luti for second behind his teammate. And there's Bagnaia battling Quartararo for 11th. As McDonald trying to go around the outside of Nakagami. Japanese rider not having it at all. We've got Oliveira in 3rd. It's into the fast right. Oh, McDonald taking a look down the inside. No, Xavi is behind Bagnaia past Shirota for 10th. McDonald having a fantastic battle with the Japanese rider here for 8th though. That's in front. We've got Piscini in 6th. And it's like Baldassari around at a top 5. There's all McDonald very aggressive on Xavi. Just left the door open, the Spaniard. Oh, the Kenyan thought he could make a move there, but not quite. So now we go into the right, and here comes Nakagami back at him. He's got a three-way fight for 7th. It's into the right hand. Carry the speed beautifully there, McDonald. Bit too far back to make a move though. And Xavi into the hairpin, onto the back straight now. Tyres will be in pain on the final lap through this section. But they don't mind it on this second lap. Down to the fast right, taking lots of curve McDonald. Maybe he doesn't want to do that after his qualifying effort. But he's sticking to the pack of the Take2. Almost into the back of it. He goes towards the final penultimate corner, trying to make the dive. Can't make it though. It sounds like Nakagami's dropped back from McDonald. It's going into the final corner. Oh, Spaniard makes a mistake in the mid part. And look at this, elbow to elbow on the exit. Take2 versus Calyx. Of course, the engine's all spec here in Moto2. So he's going to get the slipstream going on to this third lap. Baldassari up to 4th ahead of Luti. And look at that defense from Xavi with the slipstream. Fantastic stuff from the Spaniard. But then he runs wide on the exit and lets McDonald through. Look at that, they were tied across the line. Got Piscini over a second in front. It's the Italian. McDonald finally up to 7th. Let's see if we can make a move on the top 5 then in this race. Now it's the moving laps for McDonald. He's 3rd and 4th laps. So a bit wide in that right hand at the beginning of the lap. There's Bagnaia ahead of Nakagami. The Japanese rider is dropping back. It's all very wide into the left-hander. Not getting his braking points nailed is McDonald. At a couple of these corners on this lap. We saw that against Nakagami, we saw it against Xavi as well, being all over the place. He has gained 4/10 on Piscini in front. He's kind of lonely in 6th. Needs a buddy. Don't hoping to be that person. And you can see everyone's kind of paired off in front. 4th and 4th, 5th and 4th, 3rd and 2nd. Apart from Morbidelli in the lead. So he's sliding wide in the fast right. That's not what you want to see. That's what cost him that win in Valencia at the end of the season. Sliding wide a couple corners like that. Might allow Xavi to be back on his tail. He's not careful. Oh, he's not careful. He's down in penultimate corner. Restarts in 12th. 13th behind Danny Kent. As he goes down the inside, what's that, Kent or was that Shirota? So he's up into 12th, heading on to the penultimate lap of the race. Once again, McDonald not having a fun time in Qatar. It was Shirota. As there's Axel Pons up the 13th for the Spaniard. Heads on to the penultimate lap of the race. I told you about these middle laps being moving laps for McDonald. We're not moving backwards like that. Oh, on the turf. As he's now got Agata ahead of Gardner in 14th. Brad Binder in last and down for the South African. Another ex-Moto3 champ having a horrible beginning to the season. He's got Olivier in second ahead of Marquez. There's Quartararo in front by around half a second. Got over a second gap behind to Axel Pons. Just concentrate on in front, McDonald. So once again into that left hand and not getting the braking right at all. Front brake is not gripping at all, not biting. Maybe you've got to look at that in future races. This here he is now all over the Frenchman. The 15-year-old sensation. When he was in Spanish Moto3, won that title. Had to get that special dispensation to race in Moto3. Never really quite hit the heights in Moto3. But a Moto2 bike should suit him a bit better, and he's showing it already. Oh, he's battling for a top 10. Let's go through the fast rights once again. The front brake is horrible. We've gone in 14th ahead of Agata now. Look at that, Pons gaining on McDonald. As now he's going to go wide of this curb in the penultimate corner. Again, out braking himself. He's not hitting these braking points. If he wants the top 10, he needs to do this on the final lap. That's much better in the final corner though. Not getting on the power though. So just one lap to go in the season opener. And Patrick McDonald, he's not looking like a title favourite. He's looking like a midfielder. As he's half a second behind Quartararo, over a second ahead of Pons. Let's see what he can do on this final lap as Marquez ahead of Oliveira for second. Spaniard and Portuguese rider have been battling like hell all race long. Now we've got Agata and Pons as here comes McDonald looking down the inside of Quartararo. Frenchman leaving the gap on the exit up into 11th. That's one place down. One more to go for a top 10. Let's see if he can nail the braking though into the right hander. That's probably the best he's done it all race long. So he runs wide in a second, right? I believe that's Marini in front. It's now into the left-hander. That's the best he's ever done that as well. As Bagnaia ahead of Xavi now. Bagnaia moving his way through the field beautifully, the Italian. As there we go, hooking up all the curves now as McDonald halfway through this final lap. Not far off Marini. So we're using lots of curb there, though you had to be very careful. It's going into the hairpin. He gets smooth exit. Looks like he can. He's right in the section of that Italian. And into the triple right. And into the first one, almost into the side of him. Look at this beautiful run for McDonald. Down the inside to the final right. Up into 10th. Can he grab 9th? Not far in front. As he could get a good slipstream if he has a great final corner. They're battling like a hell for 7th in front. So there is Nakagami. Oh, he's messed up the final corner as a Japanese rider. McDonald goes round the outside into 9th. As Franco Morbidelli continues where he left off last season with a victory. And McDonald grabs a disappointing 9th place after a fall. As he won the battle for 7th as well in front. Bagnaia just ahead of Xavi by 17,000 of a second as McDonald did the fastest lap there. With Marquez in second, Olivier third, Luti fourth. Baldassarre getting the top 5. Great job from the Italian ahead of Passini. Round out top 10 is Marini ahead of Quartararo. Then Agata, Pons, Corsi, Kent grabbing the final point ever shorter, and Nakagami down in 17th. That's a bit of a glitch, isn't it? As right at the back is Edgar Pond. So the championship is how you would expect after the first race of the season. And in constructor stand, Cadex 9 points ahead of KTM with Tech3 in third, Suter fourth and Speed Up in fifth. So not a good reputation weekend either for McDonald. Let's see if he can improve in the second race in Argentina. So we are around the Tomás de Riohondo circuit for 2 qualifying efforts from McDonald. And he needs it to be much better than it was in Qatar. If he starts in the mid-pack once again, you saw how he struggled to get through the field after for opening lap. And of course his struggles near the end of the race. He only got it to get on the final lap. And of course when it was too little too late for him, but he's still got valuable points, I guess, for the championship. Every point matters. So see what you can do around the track where he hasn't been that good either. But he's been better than in Qatar. As we go onto the back straight. So let's see if we can survive the tyre wear, which will be very important in the race. Because we'll really be struggling on that final lap. Let's see, we go through the hairpin. Really had to wait to get on the power. Front was not biting at all. And now through the long left. Really hooking up that apex. Flat out. Now into the right. Very tricky corner. Typically getting the power down, as you saw there. Struggling in this opening banker lap. Oh, but goes wide into the left. Can't be making mistakes like that. Outbraking himself again. As he's 3/10 of a second down on Luca Marini. Normally qualifies on that fourth row. And there's Nakagami, 43 flat from the Japanese rider. Of course, enjoyed a good battle with McDonald. This time McDonald's catching up to one of his teammates in front. It's Luti, 42.3, as McDonald does have 43.5. He's got over a second to make up on his teammate. Of course, it's going to help that he's going to be following him around this lap as he snatches that front brake again. In the first corner, he's really got to look at these brakes. It's just not working in the moment. No, he's just trying to get warmed up. So you go on to the back straight. 3/10 of a second down. That's how bad, how much time he lost in that first corner. As you go down the back straight, approaching 180 miles per hour. Trying to get towards the hairpin. And gets it beautifully hooked up on the apex when now he's stuck behind his teammate. But still, he's 4/10 of a second down. You know, he's right on the tail of his teammate. Goes down the inside into the right. It slides wide. Now into the left, hooks up that apex, slides down the inside. Now he's 5/10 of a second down. Then leaves barely anything in that sector. There's Manzi down, Stefano Manzi. But we won't concentrate on that. We concentrate on hooking up this final couple of corners. He's got the KTM in front. Not KTM, Tech3. As he's sliding wide, McDonald just stick on the power. 43.1. As there's a top 10 for Patrick McDonald in the middle of the third row alongside Nakagami and Shirota, with Savi rounding out the top 10 of Kent and Marini. On second row, Baldassare, Bassini and Olivier. But grand pole is the Mark VDS of Alex Marquez. This time level on time with Thomas Luthi. But Pippin, McDonald's teammate, with Morbidelli in third, and at the back is Ika. So let's see what the Kenyan can do in the second round. So here we are looking at the grid of light still, or Magnum in the middle there. In second, there's light still in the middle of the third row. Much better qualifying than in Qatar. Hopefully he can get an Ika's good start, maybe even lead midway through the opening lap. As he look further down the field, there is Remy Garn in 24th on the Tech3, who I believe was in front of McDonald at the end. It's qualifying effort, and then the back row, your usual suspects. As here we are, revving up the engine, waiting for the lights to appear. And go out for this 6-lap race. Good smooth start for McDonald. Getting down the inside of Piscini as that. As there's Baldassarri though pushing him wide. Taking down the inside of Oliviera, who's being pushed back. The opening couple of corners of this race. Piscini up to 4th. Not up to 5th. Taking down the inside of the Italian for 4th though. He gets it. So it's Mark VDS into Witten. Mark VDS into Witten on his opening lap in Argentina. Now let's see if McDonald can latch on to the top 3. And look at that train in front. Piscini will also be getting the slipstream from McDonald. Down his back straight, heading towards the hairpin. Braking a bit early, McDonald. And here comes Oliviera with a charge down the inside. McDonald trying to hold him off, and Baldassarri. So he drops the position to Piscini. We're considering how he got railroaded there by that trio. That's not too bad. Now we're really taking a lot out of Piscini in the braking zone as Luthi takes the lead from Morbidelli. Marquez down to 3rd from pole. And it looks like this Calyx is working much better here in Argentina already. As always, looking down the inside of Piscini. Not going to work. He's got Baldassarri. He's still right in his tail. And with Oliviera. Now into the penultimate corner, taking the wide line round Piscini. Trying to have the inside line for the next corner, for the final corner. Not going to work. He crosses the line in 5th, but he's going to have good slipstream down this front stretch and towards the first corner. And he takes that 4th place back and holds it. Or does he? That's a poor first corner, McDonald. It looks like he has held off the veteran. Now can he grab and catch up to the top 3? As it looks like the VDS boys are trying to settle into position behind Luthi. He's back straight. Half a second ahead of Piscini, so the Italian should not be getting a strong slipstream from McDonald, but he's not getting any from the top 3 though. As they're going 3 wide into the hairpin. As Morbidelli takes the lead. Marquez in 2nd, Luthi in 3rd. He got double teamed, did our teammate. Come on, McDonald, you got to be the rear gunner for Luthi. As the Mark VDS boys worked that a treat into the hairpin. So McDonald pushing hard. Just trying to get the power down again through that right hand as Oliviera ahead of Baldassarri for 6th. So Miguel Oliviera starting to make his moves through the field. No, it's going to be too late for the race victory, I feel. Sergio McDonald in the way. Know how he likes a fight. Let's see if we can join the lead one on the 3rd lap at the halfway mark of this race. This is around 3/4 of a second, half a second back. So it's Oliviera ahead of Piscini for 5th now. Here comes the KTM. There you go, 7/10 of a second back, McDonald. Heading on to this 3rd lap. Let's see if we can get a good first section though. Get some slipstream onto that back straight. So they go hooking up that left-hander beautifully. That will definitely help. Oh, but running wide on the exit though, that won't. As he got over a second gap to Oliviera behind. And he was 3/10 behind, but look at that now. It's doubled. As once again they're going 3 wide into the hairpin. Oh, McDonald that breaks himself. A stupid mistake. As Baldassarri gets past Oliviera for 5th. The Italian putting up a fight. And so does Piscini. Oh, how do you like that treatment, Oliviera? Look at that, 7/10 behind Luthi. There's these short shifting like a hell, and Piscini past Oliviera for 6th. Oh, the KTM not getting this race his own way. Look at that, 2nd behind Luthi now for McDonald. This is when the tyres should be working for him, but they're just sliding all over the place. Can't get the power down. As he goes into penultimate corner, that's a good apex hit. He goes across the line, 9 tenths behind Marcus. Luti in second, Morbidelli leading, 7 tenths ahead of Baldassarre as he goes into the second half of this race. Can McDonald make any inroads on the top three? They're just tantalisingly in front. He hasn't so far this race. But now the brakes should be good, the tyres should be good, he should be marching towards them. That's a much better run onto the back straight. He's just 6 tenths behind. Second gap on Baldassarre. This is the closest he's been so far this race. This is promising. Still not close enough to really get a slipstream, no. Now can he nail the hairpin? He can. Look at now, he's right on the tail with Passini in 5th ahead of Baldassarre. Morbidelli taking a bit of a run away in the lead. Ahead of Luti and Marquez, who are battling like a hell for second. That's all McDonald just having to battle the weir so hard. Look at that. But still, this is the closest he's been to the top three all race long. It's Olivier ahead of Baldassarre. McDonald behind his teammate. As Morbidelli eases away in the lead. So McDonald taking a look down the inside of his teammate. Takes that podium position off him. As he go on to the penultimate lap of the race, he's now battling for second with Alex Marquez. Is it too late to maybe even chase Morbidelli for the victory if he quickly disposes of his Mark VDS teammate? As here we go into the left. Dives down the inside of the Spaniard and holds it up into second for McDonald. This is where Nils is moving lap in Qatar but backwards. This time it's forward in Argentina. But look at almost a second gap to Morbidelli in front. And plus Marcus and Luti are getting slipstream off him. Heading towards the hairpin. Has he held them off? He has. As he really nails that apex. As he's gained a bit on Morbidelli. But still got Marcus and Luti right in his tail. Runs right out the right hand and Marcus tries to take advantage, but McDonald just holds him off. Now into the left, all over the curb. Doesn't matter, he's 1.3 behind Morbidelli now. He's lost half a second in that exchange with Marquez. As we go on to the final lap, McDonald pushing like a hell for victory in Argentina. As we go through the final corner, onto the final lap, 43.8. He's a second off Morbidelli, half a second ahead of Marquez. That's a good first corner hitting that apex. And the corner just runs on. Got to wait to get the power down. Now it's all about this left-hander. You can nail this again. Get the slipstream of Morbidelli maybe. So he goes onto the back straight. Nah, he's too far behind. Almost a second gap behind, no, to Marquez. But he's almost a second behind Morbidelli. No slipstream as that helicopter's just hovering in the infield again. Someone's got to tell that helicopter pilot how to fly that thing. As he goes into the hairpin. Got Olivier ahead of Luti for 4th. Thomas Luti's really fallen off a cliff in the second half of this race. But his teammate's just got stronger. The only guy challenging Morbidelli for the victory here. Again runs right in the right-hander. Tyres around halfway worn. Just a couple of corners to go though. And Morbidelli just tantalising in front. It's like that top three previously for McDonald this race. If the gap's over a second. Marquez though just under a second behind. He won't be challenging him into the penultimate corner. Not close enough for a desperate dive. But a fantastic race from McDonald. After the nightmare of Qatar, he grabs second. But once again, it's the reigning champ who wins 2 from 2 for Franco Morbidelli to begin the season. Over a second ahead of McDonald, with Marquez in third, rounding out the podium ahead of Oliveira and Lutti, who did the fastest lap earlier in the race. 43.6, couple of tenths ahead of his teammate, but dropped to 5th in the end. With Bassini in 6th, Baldassarri 7th, Savi 8th, Nakagami 9th, Marini 10th. Then we got Quartararo, Bagnaia, Agutter, Simone Corsi with a couple points again for speed up ahead of Isaac Vinales, who's ahead of the Belgian veteran Xavier Simon for the final point, with Danny Kent in 17th, Shirota in 9th, Cortese in 20th, Port from the Dynavolt team with Manzi at the back. So in the championship, Morbidelli leads by 14 points ahead of his teammate, with Oliveira in third and McDonald up to 4th ahead of his teammate Lutti by 3 points, with Baldassarri down to 6th, Bassini down to 7th, Savi in 8th, Bagnaia down to 9th, and Marini ran out the top 10 over Quartararo, Nakagami and Agutter, as we got Corsi in 14th ahead of Pons, Kent down to 16th, Isaac Vinales to his first point of the season up to 17th ahead of Marcel Schwarter, Xavier Simon and Remy Gardner ran out the top 20, as in the constructors standing to the maximum 2 for 2 for Canex, as well as they're 21 points ahead of KTM, with Tech 3 in third, Suter 4th and Speed Up in 5th. So the first podium for the season for McDonald. Would have expected this in Qatar, but fantastic ride in Argentina. Great response. Yeah, the bike wasn't quite there for him at times, but he rode through it and was very close to Morbidelli in the end. As some up videos, boys. Exchange stories in the background. Well, fantastic reputation earned for Patrick McDonald. And next time out, he'll be looking to make that second place into first round the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas, and then we head into Spain for the first time this season around the Circuit de Jerez and the Spanish Grand Prix. Can Patrick McDonald get closer to Franco Morbidelli and the Italians' winning start to the season? Find out next time. So, for watching, I'll see you then.